Welcome all to another edition of the RGN C64 Roundup, your concise guide on the latest news and releases for your Commodore 64. There have been a number of new game releases over the past month. Let's take a look at those that were of most interest to me. Space Station 23 is a top-down exploration shooter that contains 240 different rooms spread out across 10 levels. The premise of the game is that a space station planet has been partially damaged from an asteroid, leaving it exposed to be invaded by alien creatures. You play Joe Phoenix, sent in to collect resources to restore the space station back to full power, while at the same time killing off all the aliens. The game is really easy to pick up and play. You instantly know what and how much to collect. You must collect the required number of bolts and nuclear supplies before you can complete a level. You'll also come across ammunition and health packs, but don't go crazy collecting them all at once, as you'll waste them if your levels for these items are already full. So make sure you plan ahead to ensure that your ammo is full, and remember the locations of where you left some so you can collect them later on. Many of the game screens contain alien spawning devices. The first thing you want to do on these screens is to take these devices out, otherwise you'll have to face your fair share of aliens, and remember, your ammo is limited. 3 of the 10 levels take place outside on the surface of the planet. The climate here is very hot, so you need to regularly fill up on coolant to keep yourself cool, otherwise you risk overheating. In addition to space station supplies, you can locate bombs to help you remove blockages, an operating system disk to use on a mainframe computer that will unlock terminals, allowing you to open jammed doors and disable laser gates. And a cartridge to unlock the exit to the level. I enjoyed my time with Space Station 23. It is lots of fun and I like the ammo and health management aspect of the game. In no part is the game overly difficult. If there is any criticism to be had of the game, it's that it doesn't really provide progressive gameplay. All the levels more or less play the same way, just in a different configuration. And that's a shame, because I think with a little more time spent on the overall game design, Space Station 23 could have been a super strong title equivalent to Lester, the Metroidvania style game released by Knife Grinder earlier this year. But still, Space Station 23 is a good game in its own right, and one that I can easily recommend for C64 enthusiasts. It is definitely a Vector 5's best game to date. Space Station 23 is available for free as a digital download. It will run on PAL and NTSC, though the game is not optimised for NTSC. The highly talented Dr. Mortal Wombat has provided another solid adaptation of a classic game. This time it's Missile Command. Your mission is to protect 6 major cities against a global nuclear attack. You control 3 anti-intercontinental ballistic missile launcher sites, and you need to target and fire your own missiles to take out all the bombs, aircraft and satellites littering the skies above before they wreak havoc upon your cities. The game can be played with a joystick or a 1351 mouse. The overall experience is quite good, though I'm not convinced that the music track is suitable for the action taking place. Missile Command is available as a free digital download. Shinjin's Show is a classic 4 Rivers Mahjong Connect game. The objective is simple: remove all tiles from the board. To do this, you need to look to match 2 of the same tiles so that they can be removed. These matches can be done by clicking on 2 of the same tiles that are next to each other, or as the game board opens up, they can be connected by up to 3 horizontal or vertical lines, which pass only through empty spaces. It took me a little while to grasp this concept, but once I did, I couldn't stop playing the game, as I'm a big fan of Mahjong type games. Shinjin's Show is well executed but won't necessarily be for everyone. For Speed We Need 3 is a high score challenge game. You've entered the RB Le Mans challenge with the aim to complete all 24 laps. Push your joystick controller in the up position to get your car moving. If you let go of the joystick, the car will slow down automatically, but it won't stop. The car can be stopped by pulling down at the slowest speed. You cannot move your car left or right while it's in idle mode, just like in real life. During the race, you'll find fuel and damage repair pickups to help prolong your race. The game is over if the lap timer runs out, you run out of fuel, or you lose all your lives. For Speed We Need 3, it's not a bad attempt at this style of racing game, but the controls don't quite feel right, perhaps a little too sensitive for my liking. Also, your car tends to sit way too high on screen, limiting your reaction capabilities to the oncoming traffic. Having a car sit lower down on the screen would have allowed for more fluid play. The game is available as a free digital download. The game will run on both PAL and NTSC machines, though it might run a little too fast on the latter. Let's see what's come through the RGN mailbox recently. Monty Boyd continues to work on his run-and-gun C64 project Infestation. Having recently tried out the latest playable build, it's hard not to be impressed with the basic foundation that Monty has laid out for the game. The unique graphical style is somewhat striking, with some nice blasting animation and kill effects implemented. The game currently contains 4 main levels consisting of 4 different sections and will feature multiple weapon selections. To complement the blasting action, the game also contains a number of trigger switch puzzles, ensuring that the game won't be strictly a linear affair. There is still a bit of work to be done with Infestation, but I can't wait to see the direction that Monty takes the game to over the course of 2023. Fresh from his critical success with Leicester, Knife Grinder has revealed that he has started working on a new C64 game project called Bone Dry. The game is described as a side-scrolling action-adventure title with RPG elements. Citing a desire to produce a C64 game with a 16-bit console look and feel, Bone Dry is set to draw inspiration from Sega Mega Drive titles such as Monster World 3 and 4. By the looks of this video teaser released by Knife Grinder, we can instantly recognise that console-like visuals are going to feature heavily, and if we assume that he will adopt a similar gameplay style and sensibilities as for Leicester, then we all have a lot to look forward to with Bone Dry. My favourite modern day C64 coder, Lasi Urdni, has revealed that MW Ultra has recently achieved 600 in sales. While this is a great achievement in this day and age, I'm still befuddled how this great future classic has not sold way more than it has. MW Ultra is a reboot of the original Metal Warrior game, retelling the original story in an expanded setting with some deviations to the story arc, and features a greatly enhanced gameplay over the original title. MW Ultra is an epic arcade adventure game. The game is rich in features. Along with plenty of combat and a myriad of weapons at your disposal, you'll get the opportunity to interact with hundreds of locations, picking up extra weapons, ammo, cash and armour along the way, while completing shorter objectives that are well strung together to form an overall story narrative. MW Ultra is currently RGN's highest rated modern day C64 title, and this is a must for all C64 gamers as far as I'm concerned. The game is currently available in both digital and physical form from Protovision.
Chip Sid Show, playing music directly from the RS end of a 1982 Commodore 64 home computer.
We love to party.
Let's go back and check out some more new game releases. Lost Realms of Mercasada Episode 2 is a light RPG adventure game. The first episode of the series was released almost 2 years ago, and it's great to see the second episode has finally been released. You control a knight continuing on his search for the Holy Grail. As you navigate your way across the various landscapes, you go around searching items to build up your wealth so that you can purchase weapon and armour upgrades. You need to be efficient with your movement as your strength decreases by 1 for every 20 moves you make. Your strength can also be lowered by coming into contact with various hazards and by combat. Strength can be regained by finding water in wells. You can also regain your strength by eating fungus found throughout the landscape, but be warned that some food will be spoiled or poisoned, resulting in your strength decreasing, so it's a bit of a gamble. Episode 2 contains some light puzzle elements to the overall game that should not be too difficult to solve. The Lost Realms of Mercasada series is proving itself to be a simple and easily accessible game. The combat system is light, and the Ultima style graphics are effective. Hopefully we don't have to wait another 2 years for Episode 3. Do you enjoy a bit of a challenge? Then Ramble is the game for you. Your objective is simple: collect all the stars on screen and then reach the exit. But achieving this task will have you replaying the levels over and over again until the timing patterns of all the enemies and hazard traps are ingrained into your memory. It's annoyingly addictive. To help us with our objective, there are power-ups that will make the task a lot easier. The game presentation is simple but effective, but what I quite enjoyed about Rambler is the sense of progression in its gameplay by providing a good variation of enemies and their behaviour. Despite only containing 11 levels, Rambler is sure to consume a bit of your time as your reflex skills get pushed right to the limit. The thrill of the chase is quite strong in this one. Rambler is available as a free digital download. Infuto is back with another unique take on an early 1980s arcade gaming with Cracky. Once again adopting his signature graphics and sound, Cracky exhibits plenty of old school charm. Control your little character around, collecting all the stars before the timer expires while avoiding the ghost enemy. Sections of platforms may crumble when you walk across them, leaving a gaping hole which can often be used to your advantage while at the same time prevent you from being able to complete a level as your character is not able to jump. Nothing new here, but enjoyable to play. GP Cars is a single-player overhead racer with multiple racing modes spread out across 25 different tracks. At the start, only a few of the tracks are unlocked, and it's up to you to unlock the remaining levels by either completing tracks within a time limit or coming in first place against computer racers. The racing action on hand is not very fast-paced, but I think this is spot on for this type of game. The steering feels responsive, which means that any reason for you failing to complete a track will be due to your own skills. There is quite a bit of variation in gameplay throughout. I like how some of the tracks have multiple paths, and seeing all the CPU races split out and then come back together again later on in a race. I really like the graphical style adopted for the game, including some of the nice little animations, and there is plenty of variation from a track environment perspective. In terms of difficulty, I didn't find it too bad. A lot of tracks do rely on you memorising the layouts in order to succeed, with some being a lot harder than other tracks. This is not a bad thing, as you can say that many C64 games have this trait, and I do appreciate that you can instantly retry a track if you fail at it. GP Cars contains strong production values, and it's evident that a good deal of care has been put into the project. We don't get too many quality races on the C64 these days, so GP Cars is a much welcome addition. GP Cars is a free digital download. And that is a wrap on another C64 roundup. Hope you enjoyed the content. I think there was quite a good mix of gaming content this month. If you enjoy this roundup format, then you might also like the new 1990s retrospective roundup series I just recently launched. If you haven't caught it yet, this new semi-regular series will focus on the C64 games released during the early part of the 1990s. Until next time, bye for now.